You're going to see through this course that this spirit of Leviathan, it's a high-level demonic spirit. It's a wicked and powerful spirit that's been loosed into the earth to twist and pervert communication, to create misunderstanding. And one of the things you're going to hear me highlight again and again and again, because it's going to help you see, it's going to help you understand and identify when this spirit is active, is it not only creates miscommunication or twists communication to create misunderstanding, but it's always assigning misintent. And what do I mean by that? So that not only is there miscommunication and misunderstanding, but in that miscommunication, in that misunderstanding that it creates, it gives us like this demonic oil to ease the way to think the worst of anyone involved in the situation. So it's not only creating misunderstanding through miscommunication, it's also assigning misintent. So where love thinks the best of everyone, when Leviathan's active, it's all too easy to think the worst of everyone no matter what. And we assign the worst possible motives to anything that has been done. And the goal of this spirit in doing all of that, this is its ultimate goal. It wants to destroy alliances, unions, and relationships. I don't know if you've felt it, but in the last few years, there's been this really glorious, grace-filled movement from God for people to find their tribe, like to find their vibe, to find their tribe, to know who to run with. Why? Because God, we are in such a glorious season right now. When we came into 2025, we came into this glorious season of kingdom increase and advancement. And the Lord spoke to me and said, we're switching from defense to offense. And one of the things that's going on right now is we're switching from the church having done a pretty darn good job of dealing with everything the enemy was lobbing out at God's people, God's plans, and God's purposes. There's been a lot going on in the last 4 to 5 years, and we've done a good job, in my opinion, of standing strong, standing with God, and standing for God against the things of the enemy in every sphere of influence. But the Lord told me when we come into 2025, we're coming into this really glorious opportunity to switch from defense to offense. And I won't go into all of that right now because I want to stay on track in this course, but this is part of that, because one of the promises in this season is the Lord said that even long-standing established strongholds of the enemy can be torn down in this season by his people who walk according to his will and his ways with him. And I am telling you, Leviathan has been running rampant. You've probably experienced it in your life. I know you've seen it in your governments, in your media. I know you've seen it in churches and in social media. It has been running rampant, but you're going to be part of God's solution to tear it down, because you're going to be able to identify it, understand it, and apply the biblical keys. Because what it wants to do in this season, when people are finding their vibe, finding their tribe, finding who to run with, to be on offense and tear down established strongholds of the enemy and take territory for the kingdom like never before, one of the ways we do that, really the only way we do that, is through the power of unity. And the enemy knows we're stronger together than apart. And that's one of the reasons he has loosed Leviathan these last few years, because Leviathan, its ultimate goal is destroy kingdom connections and divine alliances. That's why marriages are under attack. That's why churches are under attack. That's why even in government, where it used to be the different sides of the aisle could disagree but have a conversation about it, that when you watch even the reports today, the news today, the social media today, there's not even conversation. There's just finger pointing and accusation. And again, assignment of misintent. It's not just I agree with my distinguished colleague on the other side of the aisle, or I should say I disagree with my distinguished colleague on the other side of the aisle. This is where I stand. This is where I think he or she is saying. But while I give honor to them wanting to do well for their constituency, this is what I believe is the right course. That type of that language is gone, man. Now it's just like, this wicked so-and-so has this horrible intent and this horrible design, and they can't. It's just name calling and finger pointing, because Leviathan wants to destroy not only kingdom connections and divine alliances, but even the possibility for those things.